Welcome. Let's create some paint splatters using brushes. My challenge for you, as I did here in this layout, is to create some paint splatters, as I've done here, and cut your text into that paint splatter so that the background shows through. And there are lots of ways to get paint splatters. I'm going to show you how I made this really simple one. But before I do that, let me say that everybody who does this challenge is going to receive this alphabet as a prize. This challenge will run through August 2008. And here is, of course, my layout that you were just seeing. But I want to show you, I have a couple websites here. Here is Brush Easy, and there's a link in the forum to it. And there are some free brushes here that you can download. This one here looks pretty cool, but you can download some of these, and I like this one here. And these here look really good, especially the circle coffee stain ones. Oh, and I like this red one. So there's some here that you can download and utilize those if you wish. Or I found some here at easyelements.com, and they look like this in use. And so you can come here and get some free brushes to download too. Or you can use the ones that are already within Photoshop Elements. I was playing. There's quite a few that you can use, but I'll show you the one that I used on my layout here. And let me go ahead and maybe get rid of some of this stuff. So I can show you that right here we're going to activate our brushes, and then under the special effects brush is, let me find the one I used, not Scattered Daisies. Here we go. It looks like a really little dot, but it's called Drippy Watercolor. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll see the title come up, and so just double click on that to choose that. And if you desire, you can use your bracket keys or any method to make the brush larger or smaller. Now I found that this brush really spreads out a lot, so be careful how big you make it. And let's go ahead and create a new layer. What I did so that it coordinated with my layout was I got my eyedropper tool and I clicked right in here to get a color orange off of this tab. Let's activate our brush tool again and simply draw. And you can see how quick and easy that is to make a little paint splot. Let me hit the undo button. Let me show you something else that's kind of cool. With this particular brush. If you draw for a little bit and then come back and allow it to overlap, you also get some more realistic paint. But in my layout I decided that it was making the orange too bright, drawing too much attention to that splatter right there, so I chose not to overlap. And I'm going to make my brush just a little bit larger, and I'm going to draw a splat. Then I'm going to get my text tool and I'm going to type my text. Let's go ahead and highlight that text and make it black so you can see it, and make it much larger. A little bit larger. Okay. Let's move that text into place. Now what I want to do is take that text and cut it out of the paint splat to allow the background to show through. So in order to do that, I have to get marching ants in the shape of my text. So I'm going to hold down my Control key, click on the thumbnail in the Layers palette, and you're going to see, let me zoom in, these marching ants around the text. Now I'm going to highlight my paint splatter layer, make it active. I'm going to click on it to make it active and simply hit delete on my keyboard. And now I'm going to hit Control D on my keyboard to deselect. Now those marching ants are gone, and I'm going to make my text layer invisible. And now you can see that it is cut right out of that paint splat. But you can use other brushes. There are other brushes that I played with. I even played with some various I think the Wow plastic was kind of cool. Let me show you what I did with that at one time. I duplicated it. Now that's something else I noticed. If you want your splat to get a little less opaque, you can just duplicate it. But I was duplicating it when I noticed that. In order to do this, under the Wow plastic is a plastic gray, and I selected it and then lowered the opacity on it, and it actually gave my paint splat a little bit more of a three-dimensional look. You may want to apply that before you cut the text out, because I see it's given some highlighted areas below the text, but then again, that looks cool like that. So before or after, that also gives that paint splat a whole new look. And you'll note again that let's go back up to the top, that I have two layers. One has that Wow plastic applied to it, and the one below it is normal. And then this one, I lowered the opacity to allow the lower layer to show through. And so that's another cool effect that you can do with the brushes as you're playing with the brushes. Well, I think that that's about it. Let me put my layout back up for you to see my finished layout, and I'm really anxious to see what you can do if you want to buy. I know I have paint splats that I've purchased in kits. I know I have there's the brushes. Whatever you want to use, you're welcome to use. Just make sure you use kits from the Crop Hop and cut your text out of a paint splat, and you will get this freebie right here. I was going to mention one more thing, and it keeps coming in and out of my mind. I can't remember it now. Oh, I remember. I wanted to mention real quickly that you'll notice paint splats have a tendency to take away the focus from the photos. Your eye will, especially for instance, if you where's my paint splat? If you get it too bright, you'll notice that your eye goes straight to that paint splat now, and that is something that I liked about this particular brush, as it had a very low opacity and didn't do that. One more thing, you'll notice I went ahead and I added a paint splat here and a paint splat over here, because that's the rule of thirds, and it's in a sort of a triangle from here to here to here and back up. There's a triangle there, and that's the rule of thirds to bring your eye around full circle. Look forward to seeing your layouts.